Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this Tombow glue gift box. It's sized perfectly to fit a bottle of our Mono Multi liquid glue, and I just love how cute this looks. I was inspired by a project that former Stampin' Up! Demonstrator Becky Roberts shared on her blog Inking Idaho. It's a great little gift box. I'm sure you can certainly fit other things in it. This would be great to gift to your team members or to gift to someone who's just getting started with paper crafting. I just love how it looks. And it's really easy to make, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting with a piece of old olive cardstock that measures 5.5 inches by 8 inches, and you can get 2 of these out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11. Along the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 1.5, 2.5, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and along the 8-inch side, we're going to score this at 1, 5.25, and 6.25. Next, I'm going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. And then let me bring in a template here. We're going to start in this lower corner. I'm first going to remove this lower corner rectangle and also notch in here on this little 1/2 inch section. And then we're going to remove this. Then I'm going to cut up each of the vertical score lines, stopping at that first horizontal score line. So now we've separated all those sections on the bottom. Then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees and we'll focus on the top here. I'm going to actually come in and cut right here. We're only going to be keeping this little 1/2 inch section here. This is all going to get removed. But the other thing I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier to cut is I'm going to cut up this first score line from the right. I'm going to cut all the way up, but stop at the last horizontal score line. For me, it's just easier to cut this direction than to cut long ways down each of these vertical score lines. So the next thing we're going to do is remove all 4 of these sections. Like so. Now we can cut up each of these vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal score line. Like so. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it sideways. We're going to keep these little square tabs, but I'm going to fold one out of the way and we're going to remove this section here. And then keep this section. Now, I like to make sure that I don't have any cardstock overlapping, so we're just going to trim off about 1/4 inch from each of these 4 square tabs. Now there's a quick and easy way to do that with our paper trimmer. So then I like to fold away the piece that I don't want to trim. And I'll push this up to that top barrier here. And then I'm just going to have the edge of these right at that first vertical score line, that's 1/4 inch, and just remove those pieces. Then I'm going to rotate it to the opposite side. I'm going to fold this tab down, and I'm going to fold the 2 larger sections out of the way and do the same thing. So lining up this edge at this first vertical line, that's the 1/4 inch mark, and remove. And again, you could totally eyeball that. The next thing I'll do is come in and notch each of those smaller tabs. And then finally, using the delightful tag topper punch, we're going to punch the end of this long section here. And what I like about the delightful tag topper punch is it has trays for 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and 1 inch. This section here is 1.5 inches, so that should fit right in that middle tray there. Now I also like to then just flip it upside down, and sometimes it won't stay in the tray. But if you look on the back, you can eyeball this to center where you want to punch. So now our piece looks like the template here. Now before we put this together, it's always easier to glue the designer series paper first. And we're going to be using this beautiful paper from the Ornate Garden Suite. I love the colors in this. It also has some great other embellishments that are included in the suite. But we're going to use this beautiful patterned paper for this box. I've got 2 pieces that measure 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. These are in portrait if you had a directional paper. And I have 2 pieces that measure 7/8 by 4 1/8. And then 1 piece that measures 7/8 by 1 3/8, and this would be a landscape piece if you had a directional pattern. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue, and we're going to glue all of these panels down. there we go. I just love how that looks. I'm going to flip this over and fold from the second score line from the left. I'm going to put glue on that little 1/2-inch tab. Then I'm going to fold in the first score line from the right and line those right up. So now here is our seam, and this also indicates the back of the box. I'm going to glue the bottom together, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on those tabs to keep them in place. And then glue on this front tab. Then we can fold the back tab and then the front tab. And I like to just put my fingers in the 4 corners and square up that base. Then you can take the glue that's going to go in the box and press from the inside. And you'll see that it's just a great fit. Now this is how our box is going to close. And to close that, I'm going to use this terracotta tile ribbon from the Ornate Garden Ribbon Combo Pack. And I'm going to go ahead and feed it through the hole. Wrap it around the back of the box. And then back up through the hole here, and then we can just tie a bow. And I just want to make sure that that ribbon isn't twisted anywhere. But see how it basically went around the box, but then both ends came up through that hole punch in the delightful tag topper. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and tie a bow here. Then if you need to pull the ribbon down just a little bit so that flap kind of stays in place. I just love the way that that looks. All right, so let's decorate the box a little bit. I'm going to stamp the sentiment "Thank You" from the Honeybee stamp set in terracotta tile onto Whisper White. And then I'm going to use the smallest die from the Stitch So Sweetly dies to cut out the sentiment. That sentiment really is a perfect fit for that die cut. Then I'm going to punch out a 1 1/8 scalloped circle punch from gold foil. I'm just going to grab a pair of mini glue dots, and then we can place that over the scalloped circle, but I like to line up the points with the scallops. I just love the way that that looks. Then we'll pop up that sentiment with a dimensional. And there is our Tombow glue gift box featuring the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. And I just love the way this turned out. What a cute little gift. And you can obviously change this up for so many different occasions, and I'm sure you can find lots of other fun things to fit in this box. The finished dimensions of the box are 1.5 inches by 4 1/4 inches by 1 inch. So it's a really great size box. I love the closure with the delightful tag topper punch. I love these colors. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. And if you don't want to miss a thing, you can subscribe to receive blog updates via email each time I publish a post. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is the ultimate bundle, and it's a great way to get your wish list for less. You can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like a complimentary copy of one of our catalogs, you can order catalogs through me at thepaperpixie.com/catalogs. And if you give this cute project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.